I recently gave this book credit for how it handled the Joker, and then it adds this other element, which to me kind of says Gotham deserves whatever happens to it. So anyway, in this issue of Batman, we have just conversations again because last issue was also conversations. And this time we're getting three conversations. And I'm not saying any of these conversations are bad. Far from it. I think they're very good. We have Huston talking to our favorite drunk reporter. That's great. We have Batman talking to Alan Scott, aka the first Green Lantern, a member of the JSA. That's cool. Love Alan. And we have Vandal Savage talking to the mayor of Gotham City, democratically elected Poison Ivy. How? How? Do we just forget? Did we forget? Okay, whatever. These conversations are all pretty much the same time, pretty much into exactly what's going on in the book. So we haven't derailed anything to add a new element outside of Poison Ivy. So Huston is getting a talk about nuance and how most people really just sort of want the same thing, but they tend to not pick the right thing, and how they're sort of being punished for doing the right thing. It's just sort of, it's not that interesting. There's a bit of commentary that people see things they tend to fear as threats, things they don't understand as threats. I'm like, okay. Because remember, the whole thing they're trying to do is find a reporter to really cover the fact that Huston has video footage of Vandal Savage planting evidence at a crime scene to frame Batman. I'm like, okay, that could be good. You could also, well, there's no one they could call really. Um, call somebody Metropolis. That'll work. But anyway, that's all right. It's just nice to keep them in play. That's really why I think that story's there. And then we have Vandal Savage basically telling Ivy like, "Hey, look, I need you to sort of give me full power in dealing with this. I need permission to declare war on Batman." And he gives a fun little story about how, like, well, if we indulge these vigilantes, then is there any real justice? Like, you know what? If anyone can flout the law like the last two commissioners and in enabling Batman, then are we any better? And I don't think for a minute Pam Ivy thinks, yeah, that's what you're concerned about. Whatever. Vandal Savage is then like, okay, look, here's what you do. You okay this, and I will give you the GCPD's full support in whatever you want to do. I'm like, okay, Ivy's showing who she is. Okay, I'm trying to make it subtle, but I'm still not. Why did you vote for Poison Ivy? I get she's hot, but still, no. Also, she broke up with Harley. With Harley in the Poison Ivy book, it almost got me to read that book. Almost, because I want to know how this election happened. I don't know. But anyway, to me, the slightly interesting thing was Batman and Alan Scott talking. Also because they go to a diner for coffee, and Batman's in costume at the diner. He's saying he's doing it because he wants to convince people, like also send the message, hey, look, I don't forget the people in this part of town. I don't. And this shows that I'm a presence. All right, yeah, I'm not just in the shadows. Like no, sometimes I'm in the diner drinking coffee. And they want to start something, they know where I'm at, right here. You know, works. So Batman is asking Alan, as a member of the JSA, for advice on how to deal with Vandal Savage. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. The JSA were one of the first people to fight Vandal Savage. They're also the people that consistently fight Vandal Savage. So yeah, this is the guy you ask. This is the guy you ask. And he says, so here's the thing about Vandal Savage. He's crazy, he's petty, and he's immortal, okay? but the other conversation is the fact he remembers everything, and this sort of asks like, so what is he doing here in the first place comes up. This is a bit of backstory to people who weren't reading the book when Chip Zdarsky was on, and the whole Gotham War thing, where if you miss key parts of Gotham War, because it was ass, but we get the reveal or the reminder that hey, Vandal Savage was here to find these three artifacts that were made from the same meteorite that made him immortal, and then Batman and company stopped that, and they exploded. And Alan's like, yeah, you don't have to be crazy to live in Gotham City, but it helps. And that was it. But then he talks about, okay, so the thing about Vandal is Vandal isn't really worried about things like, where his next meal's coming from. His only question is who he has to kill to get to it, because he's still sort of a cave. He's still a little bit of a savage, if you will, at that. Despite how smart he is and how much he's learned, he's still like, hey, look, if I want some, I'll just take it. It's not a matter of where I'm going to get something. The question is who I have to kill to get to it. And he brings up, I want to ask a key question here. Like, so, how did you beat him? He's like, well, I had more good guys than he had bad guys. Like, stop it. I was like, stop. Look, don't be so modest. Like, look, you outsmarted him. All right, you played the game. You played it better. You won. Okay, and the question is, those artifacts aren't here, and he needs them. Why is it? Why is he still here? Alan poses the question that maybe something is keeping him here. Maybe physically keeping him here. Maybe this is just me spitballing. Maybe something else in Gotham is keeping Vandal Savage alive. Alan also brings up the fact this is probably personal, to which I'm surprised Batman hasn't realized that. I'm like, dude, Bruce, he's living in your house. He bought your house. He bought the Bat, which means he has the Batcave, and he also controls the GCPD. Trust me, this is probably personal. So he's got to find a way using that information. Okay, so this is personal. Something might actually be keeping him in Gotham City. So we've got to figure out what that is and try to draw him out. And that's ultimately how the story ends, with two bits of information, with two more little reveals. Huston's apartment, the apartment building he lives in, has been set on fire. So the question is, who did that? And officially, the GCPD have declared war on Batman. They are going to arrest him if they see him. And that's how the story ends. If you get rid... I think Ivy being mayor should have been saved for later. I think it really should have been. But the weirder thing is, we found out last issue that someone's trying to kill Bruce Wayne. It can't be the Minotaur, as far as we know. Where he's been the past couple issues, no one knows. It's obviously Vandal Savage, but Vandal Savage also knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. That seems a bit too obvious. I can't imagine Poison Ivy wanting to kill Bruce Wayne. So I don't quite know. I think the question is Vandal Savage totally up for trying to kill Bruce? Because, like, oh, you stopped me and whatnot. Like, oh, okay. Other people stop him all the time. He can figure them out, who they are, and kill them there, too. But if this is personal, it makes sense that Vandal Savage would be doing all of this to figure it out. So he's going to, or at least planning to, if he is the one. He's not only is he going to kill Bruce, but first he's going to apprehend him as Batman. And then unmask him, and then convince everyone, hey, look, I get to publicly execute him. There you go. And Ivy signed off on it. So, yeah. But despite my earlier complaints, my bigger issue is just the fact that Poison Ivy is the mayor of Gotham City. Like, look, Penguin could become mayor through a bunch of illegitimate wheels and deals, and had it not been that Vandal and Ivy both seemed to point out she was elected, I don't get it. Like, had it been like, yeah, the powers that be made you, mayor. Like, if the Court of Owls, like, we decided to make you mayor. That would be fine. But no, they seem to think, or at least imply, that, she ran a campaign. And Batman's like, oh, okay, I got more important stuff to do. No, you don't. Oh. But anyway, overall, decent, but I'm going to need this story to turn the gas on a bit here. All right, speed it up a bit. And maybe that's what the fire in this whole announcement's going to do. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to probably issue 10. We'll probably see something like really big happen. But that's my 2 cents on it. Love to see Alan Scott in Gotham City. Fun fact, I believe it's in the story Hush, and probably another story, where young Bruce Wayne did see Alan Scott flying his Green Lantern through Gotham City, so that's fun. Or was it Metropolis? It might have been Metropolis. But, yeah, Bruce is a big Alan Scott fan, so yeah. Might be his favorite Green Lantern. My favorite Green Lantern is the old one, the old gay one that uses that, his ring doesn't work on wood. But this Hal, John, Guy, Kyle, Jessica, Joe, even the Korean one, Was it Korean? I think it was Korean. Anyway, with that, much to close. If you're new to the Bucket Think Tank, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Smash the thumbs up button. I'll catch you all later. This is the Bucket Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching. As always, may your fandom serve you well.